To Errol Musk, Elon Musk's father. Errol, very good morning to you. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
And have a very happy new year to you as well, if I may say. Your son is, as ever, dominating the headlines this morning. He's on the front pages of all the newspapers here again because of his rift or his row with Nigel Farage, basically saying he doesn't think Nigel Farage should be the leader of reform. He's not up to it, he says. Why do you think he thinks that?
Well, you know, I also think that I said on one of your television stations last week that I don't think Farage is strong enough to be, you know, to lead the UK. I feel that he talks sense, but he does not project strength to me. And subsequently, I heard that my son has, you know, sort of agreed with me. And then at the same time, you know, Elon has pointed out that turning your back on the rape situation, turning your back on Tommy Robinson, and of course all the people who are in jail for reasons that are laughable, is not right. And so, yeah, you need a better, you need somebody stronger there. You definitely need a strong man in England.
Yes, I think that's true. But he hasn't turned his back on the people who are in jail. He hasn't turned his back on the rape gangs. He's calling for actually a national inquiry into that, which at the moment the government is refusing to do. So it's not correct to say that he's not standing up for people, is it?
Well, yes. You know, I'm just quoting what I heard from my son. I do think that maybe my son means he should be doing more. I'm not 100% sure. In fact, you know, he should really be doing a lot more about this. So, you know, I stand by what I said last week. I don't believe that Farage is strong enough for this position. We need to find somebody else.
The difficulty, I suppose, Errol, for a lot of people who are members of Reform and who voted for Reform have been communicating with me this morning, and many of them are saying that Nigel Farage is actually showing strength by standing up to your son, Elon, because he's basically saying, look, you know, we are running the party the way we want to run it. We've got ourselves to the place where we have got to, which is to have 5 MPs, where before they had none. They're building a party up from the bottom, basically, and he is the leader, and he's the man who the people who vote for Reform want to lead the party. And so, at the moment, there isn't really an alternative.
Well, you know, yes, I agree with what you're saying, and I would be very happy to see Nigel, you know, sort of improve, you know, or show a bit of strength. I mean, you know, it's England after all. We give people second chances in England. So, you know, the honest truth is I'd like to see Nigel step forward. I mean, in many ways, when a person is criticised, it doesn't really mean that's the end of the show.
Right.
It means, you know, can you buck up a bit, you know?
Yes.
Can also mean that. So, you know, I think he's a very pleasant person. And as I sit here now, I would say he would make an incredible minister of any department or of any ministry. And he'd be an incredible wingman. I'm just feeling, from my point of view, from my experience, that he doesn't project enough strength at the moment. And perhaps this call from Elon will change things.
Yes. Well, so I think as I say, as I say,
he's a very likable man.
Yeah, as I say, a lot of people now are saying that yes, he has shown strength now because he stood up to Elon, because Elon obviously might be in a position to pay a lot of money to Reform. He might donate, he may wish to donate a lot of money to Reform. Do you think he would still do that, despite what he said about Nigel?
Yes, absolutely. You know, no question about that. But, you know, if he's allowed to, Elon is still a private citizen at this time. On the 20th, if he's brought into the cabinet, you know, of America, he will be obviously have to do what he's told by President Trump, you know. And so I can't see President Trump disagreeing with any help that Elon gave. And if it's wrong from England's point of view, then it could be a loan. It doesn't have to be a gift. Can loan him money, and just as I've done and perhaps you've done, we've often had to loan money to get things done. So yeah, I don't see any problem with that at all. No problem.
And also we understand...
It's really a case of stepping up, because one of the things that's really important is that you've got a man who really did step up as ordinary bred or lowly bred or whatever it is, or born he is, whatever you may think in England of Tommy Robinson. He's a rather nice person, and he's sitting in jail for his beliefs and for his work for the British people, which is so important. And he's sitting there, and what's being done about it? Nothing. I mean,
well, that's
and,
not.
And the spurious reason that he was put in for.
Yeah, but the reason, Errol,
his reason that he was put in because he didn't attend a court appearance. I mean, that's laughable, you know. I mean, that's totally laughable.
Well, I mean, the fact is that he had an opportunity to not be in contempt of court. He chose to be in contempt of court, and that's why he's in prison. So he's in there really because of his own actions, Errol.
No.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not in prison. No.
He's in prison for contempt of court.
I've committed contempt of court. All you do is you get a warning. You get your...
No, but he does it. He's done it multiple times, though.
Well, let's not argue about it. But what I would say is that he's the one person who has stood up for you. He is the one person in England who has shown that he's a man. Let's see what Nigel can do to match him. That's what I would say.
Right. Nigel has already matched him, if you like, because Nigel has stood for election and won a seat, whereas Tommy Robinson stood for election and didn't win a seat. So, I mean, he has a lot more support.
Well, yes, I accept that. And as I say again, you know, I have nothing. I like my Nigel. I think he's a terrific guy. It's just that, you know, in the situation that you are in now, where your economy is contracting and you know, things are not looking good, and the answer is not taxation and so forth. And we out here in the old English provinces and so forth, you know, we look at England as an example. You know, we've always thought England knows about everything. You know, England knows the answers to everything. So, yes, well, let's give Nigel a chance.
Yeah.
I would be very happy to hear Nigel come out stronger.
Okay. Well, I mean, we'll be speaking to him, I'm sure, in the coming days and weeks, and I'm sure we can pass that message on to him. But the main reason why things are going so badly wrong in Britain right now is Keir Starmer. It's not Nigel Farage, you know what I mean? I mean, it's Keir Starmer who's the problem, and he's the guy that is causing all of these problems for us.
Oh, yes. Oh, no doubt about that. No, I completely agree with that. No, what I'm saying is Nigel Farage is the one we've got, the only person we've got at the moment who's out there, still available to do something about this Starmer, you know, character. And, you know, I can't see Starmer going on. They say by the end of the year. No, I say end of next month. You know, he's going to be gone. You know.
Well, I think it's entirely
no good.
I think it's entirely possible, actually, Errol, that he will be swamped by this grooming scandal, because the grooming scandal is a scandal which entirely comes down to the front door of the Labour Party, because they were complicit, they were involved in clamping down on people's information, they were involved in suppressing information, they were involved in not prosecuting people. You know, it's a terrible litany of wrongness.
Hard to believe. It's hard to believe, Mike.
It really is.
It's very hard to believe.
And there's been several offers, shall we say, to Elon Musk to come to Britain. He was offered, I think, by the Duke of Marlborough a chance to come and have dinner at Blenheim Palace, which is, of course, the birthplace of Winston Churchill. Do you happen to know if he's planning on a trip over to the UK anytime soon?
You know, he's in the air all the time, so it's very difficult to say. You know, he travels very freely, so at the moment he could be anywhere. I mean, you know, speaking to him, he told me, you know, he's one night a month at home and the rest of the time he's in the air. So it's highly possible. I mean, you know, these people in his position are, you know, sort of moving around the world. It's strange for ordinary people to understand, but they can just about be anywhere in the next 24 hours, you know.
Right.
Yeah, no, I would say that given the right conditions and the right circumstances, you know, he would turn up. But at the moment, you know, I think we are not so much looking for him to say anything. We're looking at Nigel to say some more and do more. We need to have Tommy out of prison. We need to have these people who've been put in prison for ridiculous reasons by the Starmer character taken out of prison. It's nonsense. And they have to be taken out of prison. It's nonsense. And we all know it.
Errol, good to talk to you. Thank you very much indeed. Errol Musk there, Elon Musk's father, talking about what Elon wants to see done and what Elon thinks should happen. Now, the question is, as we've heard from Richard Tice, whether there's any rift at all, and whether this is just really Elon Musk's version of asking for Nigel Farage to step up to the plate.